viewers and subscribers. Welcome back to Beating the Press podcast. I am your host, Rafa. Now, coming up in this evening's podcast, we're going to be previewing the big games coming up this weekend. EPL is back in action, and midweek, we had the Champions League. Now, joining me this evening to preview these matches and to talk some EPL football, we have returning to the podcast, Christoph.
Good to be back, viewers.
Christoph, another midweek of Champions League action. The teams are now decided. What were your thoughts on this qualifying segment of the Champions League? Did any team surprise you?
There were definitely some interesting outcomes to some of these games. You'd probably say the most dramatic being Benfica and Real Madrid with the keeper scoring and the last kick of the game. Incidentally, Jose Mourinho has been known to have those moments and occasions. So I think that was
Uh,
brilliant. That was what people probably watched the Champions League to see these moments.
yeah, for sure. Definitely. You reminded me of that Alisson goal for Liverpool as well to allow them to qualify for the Champions League. And this was a similar case. Benfica needed that goal, Christoph, in order to up their goal difference and
Right.
get into the knockout rounds. And for
And
sure, this
push
is some
push
of the
Marseille
passion.
out.
Correct, correct. Last minute strike, one team in, one team out. This is the moment we live for as fans. I mean, that goalkeeper will never forget that moment. In fact,
Incidentally,
Benfica fans won't forget it.
Jose Mourinho, arch enemy of Pep Guardiola, this goal actually saved Man City from having to qualify to do what do you call it? The playoff games. That goal saved Man City from doing the playoffs.
Mm. I see, I see. All right, we move, Christoph. We move to some EPL action. And we're gonna be cutting through the fact, Christoph, and get straight to the meat of the matter. We're going to be looking at these games coming up, and we're just going to give our quick fire analysis or quick fire prediction for these fixtures as opposed to our usual you could say EPL talk, so to speak. Now, coming up, Christoph, the first game we have on the agenda, these games are coming up on Saturday. We have Everton versus Brighton. Brighton at home playing host to Everton. What says you in relation to that one?
Um, I would go with Brighton to win, but as we've said all season, Brighton is unpredictable. You don't know what Brighton you are going to get, but I'm going to go with Brighton to win 2-1 for this one.
I'm gonna go Everton. I'm gonna go in the opposite direction. Everton seem to find this way to carve out some results, Christoph. They don't have the best squad. They don't necessarily get the best results when maybe their play dictated otherwise, but they have this knack for carving out results, for getting 3 points, even when they're not playing at their best. So for me, David Moyes is the man, tried, tested, proven in the EPL. I'm gonna go Everton to win 1-0. Then we have a big mouth-watering fixture, Christoph. Leeds at home versus league leaders Arsenal. What says you?
Um, Leeds is down in that relegation area, near the relegation area. Arsenal form has dipped in the EPL in the last, 5, 6 games. This feels like a game that they should be bouncing back, but it could be more difficult than expected. But I'm going to go with Arsenal to bounce back and win this one, 3-1.
I concur with your analysis, Christoph. They should be looking to bounce back from that hefty defeat versus Manchester United. For me, I'm gonna also back an Arsenal win. I think it Leeds will make life difficult, but at the end of the day, I think Arsenal will come out on top. Possibly another set piece goal, maybe from one of those corners, because it seems Arsenal are unable to score in open play. I dub them set piece FC. So for me, defensively as well, they've been leaking a few more goals. Also, Christoph Calvin, the striker over there for Leeds, might get on the score sheet. So Arsenal to win, but a close game. Arsenal to win 2-1 is the call for me. Then we have Wolves versus Bournemouth. I'll take the lead on that one, Christoph. It's an easy call. Wolves at home versus Bournemouth. I'm gonna back Bournemouth to follow up on their defeat of Liverpool by getting another win under their belt versus the team that sits in 20th spot. So for me, Bournemouth to win, 2 goals to 1. What says you?
I agree. I can't really see Wolves winning the game. They did sneak a win this season so far, but Bournemouth to win probably 2 goals to nil, I think.
Big London derby, Christoph. Chelsea at home versus West Ham. You could say a resurgent West Ham versus Chelsea. For me, I'm gonna go with a closely fought game, but the better team on paper to take it. I'm gonna go Chelsea 3-2, Christoph. Chelsea to win 3 goals to 2. What says you?
I don't know if it will be a closely fought game. West Ham did win their last 2 games, so maybe their form is on the up. But I definitely go with Chelsea to win it. And I'm going to go with a 3-1 scoreline.
3-1 scoreline is the call. Then we have what you could say is probably one of the most predictable teams in the league at the moment. Newcastle. Newcastle takes on Liverpool at home, Christoph. And we've said it once, we've said it twice, we've said it a third time. Newcastle plays midweek, they drop points on the weekend. Will they drop point? Will that trend continue versus Liverpool? Liverpool is at home versus Newcastle. What says you?
I tell you what, given the trend, Newcastle coming into this game, like we say, should drop points. In other words, this is a game Liverpool should be winning at home, right? A team that does not have the depth to manage both the Champions League and the league at the moment. So, Liverpool to win 2 goals to 1 or 3 goals to 1. If Liverpool does not get the win here, then Liverpool can probably kiss any chances of making the top 4 goodbye, I think.
And I don't think they will get the win here, Christoph. I am going in for a draw in this one. Big result for Liverpool over there in the Champions League, but again, their league form have been rather disappointing, and I don't think Newcastle is the team to face at this moment, thinking they'll have an easy ride. So for me, while we see the fragilities of Newcastle, while history is against them in the sense that they have been finding it difficult to balance Europe and the league play, often dropping points after a European fixture. I think they are good enough to get a point out of Liverpool based on the way Liverpool have been playing of late. So for me, I'm gonna go with a closely fought 1-1 draw in that one, Christoph. 1-1 is the scoreline for me. Then we have the mighty Manchester United at home versus Fulham. What says you?
Given the resurgency of Manchester United, this is a game that they should probably win. So I'm going to go with United to win 3-1.
This is the test of all tests, Christoph. We have seen where United have risen to the big occasions. We've seen them get big results in big fixtures, taking care of business versus Man City. Another high profile game, taking care of business versus Arsenal. All eyes will be on this game, Christoph. Can the players lift themselves up to take care of a mid-table team in the likes of Fulham? That is the big
I mean,
question.
Fulham isn't really a mid-table team right now. Fulham is seventh. Fulham
Well,
is what, like four points behind United. But like you said, this is really the test. We know against while I expected them to flop against City, I said they always seem to find form when it comes to Arsenal, Liverpool, etc. So this now will be the game to test whether or not it is, we could say, yeah, the corner has been turned, Carrick
right, right.
is doing something, and City and Arsenal weren't one-off games.
Yeah, it will be interesting in this game to see if they can play against a mid to low block team. In the other two fixtures, those teams were looking to attack United, and United pretty much picked them off on the counter. Fulham will be looking to probably sit back, soak pressure, hold out, pinch the odd goal, take advantage of a set play, or so on. You seem to think Manchester United will pass the test. I think also they will pass the test, but I think it will be a closely fought fixture. And for me, I'm gonna go with a 2-1 win for Manchester United. Carrick reign to continue with another victory on the bounce is my call there, Christoph. Then we have Forest versus Crystal Palace. Forest at home versus Crystal Palace. I'll take the lead on this one. Crystal Palace has been on a downward spiral, so it's an easy call for me. Forest to win 2-0, Krista. Forest 2-0. What says you?
Um, I don't know if it's Forest to win 2-0. Even though Forest has been a don't watch battle. Forest played Chelsea last week. And they lost. What was it? Was it 2-0 or 3-2?
Let me check on that. Yeah, they did lose that game for sure. They lost. No, well, it's
3-1.
Crystal
3-1.
Palace. Crystal Palace is who Chelsea faced.
Yeah, last week. Right, right.
Yeah, and
3
Chelsea beat
3-1.
them 3-1. Right.
I feel like that 3-1 was kind of hard on them. I think they might find something. I feel like it's a drawn game though. I don't think, even though Nottingham Forest has won a couple in the last five,
Yeah, coming off a
um,
win versus Brentford, a 2-0 victory there.
right, and then Palace has been poor the last five. I think this is a game where they could start to find their footing. Not that they're going to win. I think this is potentially a draw. I think this is a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw. All right, good call there. Then we also have Aston Villa versus Brentford. Aston Villa at home versus Brentford. My money has to be with the Villains, Christoph.
Aston
My,
Villa, I think.
my money has to be with Aston Villa for them to continue their magnificent run. They have been the surprise team of the season, in my opinion, and I think that run will continue on that Emery. So for me, Aston Villa to win 2-1 to Aston Villa. What says you?
I think Aston Villa to win 2-1 as well, or 2-0
2-1,
rather.
2-0
2-0.
versus Brentford. Then we have Tottenham versus Man City. Spurs at home versus Man City. Spurs cannot win at home, Christoph. So for me, easy call. Man City to win 3-1. Man City to win 3 goals to 1.
Yeah, I don't think Tottenham are going to win this one. I'm going to go with either a draw or a Man City win. Tottenham haven't won any in the last five. I'm not sure they're much better off this season than they were under Ange last season. They're not far from that relegation zone again, right? So I think they're on 28 points, and Forest, who is in 17, is on 28. So Forest wins one game and moves out of that zone, and potentially at the end of the weekend, you have Tottenham back where they ended the season last year.
Oh, so you're calling. What's the scoreline you're giving?
I think Erling Haaland might have found back his goal scoring. So I think Man City to win 3-0.
Man City to win 3-0. And then the final game comes to us on Monday. This should be a mighty game. Sunderland at home versus Burnley. Sunderland versus Burnley, a battle of the promoted teams. Sunderland has been punching above their weight all season, and I think they will give Burnley the knockout punch at home, Christoph. So for me, Sunderland to win this one, 2 goals to 0. Sunderland 2-0. What says you?
Um, it, the reverse fixture has already played. Didn't Burnley actually beat Sunderland in the reverse fixture?
I am not sure. I will have to dig up the records for that one. I am not 100% sure.
I'm almost certain that Burnley had one, but right, we might need to look it up. I would go with Sunderland to win, but the form has been so spotty from them of late. I can't really tell if it's a case where players are tired or they are leveling out, and this is probably the level we can expect from them. I'm going to go with Sunderland to win, but I think this game could easily end in a 2-2 draw.
Well, there you have it, viewers and subscribers. Quick fire thoughts, quick fire predictions. But Christoph, any final thoughts as it relates to this weekend's EPL action coming up? Any quick final thoughts?
I think for this weekend of EPL action, I would like to go the weekend without any dubious refereeing decisions this weekend.
You might be asking for the impossible there. You might be asking for the impossible there. But we'll definitely be watching the action over the weekend, viewers and subscribers. Thank you again for tuning in to us here on Beating the Press podcast. Of course, leave your predictions in the comment section. Can Manchester United continue their winning streak? Thanks again to Christoph for coming on board, sharing his thoughts and his opinions. If you haven't subscribed as yet, viewers, hit that subscription bell. If you already subscribed, then please share the podcast with friends and family. Help us to continue to grow. But until next time, this is Rafa signing off.